So, Crystal Palace 3. Yes, you've heard right. Prick your ears up, people. Crystal Palace 3, Arsenal 0. Kenny Ken, live and direct from Selhurst Park. That was like the 3-0 under Arsene Wenger when you're not fit to wear the shirt, mate. What did you make
Much
of that?
worse. This, I think what's happening is that I was speaking to Diego, I was speaking to Jack Stevenson just now. And even though he said that we had chance to score 3 or 4 goals, the fact is that the consensus of opinion, and not a lot of people agree with me, is that if Palace won this 5-0, no one would have complained. They were completely dominant in all areas. They want the press, like every time, our defenders let the ball bounce, all they did was just get in our faces. Conor Gallagher started the press, but it was not just Gallagher, it was Mateta, it was AU, and it was Zara himself who started the press. And when you're up for it in a London derby like this, when they're playing for semi-final places, it was only going to go one way. And I thought that, then if you look at Arsenal, because this is an Arsenal channel, I just couldn't believe the attitude of the players. I thought, hang on here, I thought we eradicated this kind of white flag that we were more organised. But it just shows you one thing. The minute you lose like your first choice players, and you play a player that you don't particularly rate, then the quality goes down. I don't understand how a team that has been making waves, getting praise from all quarters, especially from people in Sky, panic because your two first choice players are not playing. And I'm talking about the panic of Tieran Tierney not playing and being out for the rest of the season. You're playing Savage and then you lose Martinelli as well. So what's happening is that, Klein gets an easy game because Smith Rowe could have come off as well. He could easily have come off instead of Savage. He was awful. He played us into a lot of trouble. He cut in. He was slow, and he actually slowed down our game. But you keep him on because he's our top. Him and Saka are our top goal scorers. But he shouldn't escape any criticism whatsoever. Granit Xhaka, in the second half, got murdered by Ayew, where he was 70-30 in the second half for that challenge. Ayew gets the better of him when he shouldn't have. Plays in Schlop, and that's when Partey, makes that tackle, and then they have the free kick, which our goalkeeper saved. But all game, Thomas Partey, if you're not fit, don't play, mate, because when you're 100% fit, then you are our best player. Today, you allowed Chiarte and you allowed to run the midfield. You got absolutely mullered, mate. Absolutely mullered. Xhaka wasn't too far behind. He was awful as well. Xhaka was pathetic, deep, hiding, and then when he went left back, that's probably to keep him out of harm's way. But and Lacazette, oh jeez, help me, God,
he even
mate.
touched the ball.
Well, Lacazette, he had a header in the first half. Second half, I suppose he held it up. I think the only person who did more up front was Eddie Nketiah when he hit the bar. Game lost, obviously. But it's like he did more in probably in the cameo appearance than Lacazette, and that's a problem, And that's the thing. When the squad is so thin, if you lose key players, then what will happen is that the castle is made out of straw instead of brick.
It was shocking. And listen, right from the first whistle, mate, they very nearly scored straight from kickoff. Let's not forget.
I know. Yeah,
and
you
knew Wilfred Zaha was up for it straight away. You could see straight away he was licking his chops. That run he went on, where he got the penalty, that was reminiscent of so many games that guy has played against different sets of players against us. Yeah? But it's almost like this is his cup final every year. It's like, yo, you didn't buy me, cool. Now I'm going to put you in the mud.
But the thing is, let's not forget they played the same kind of performance and murdered us at the Emirates. They took a last-minute goal from Lacazette to get us that point, which that point could be very important for us getting top 4. But if you look at the whole situation, when Rufus Zaha gets the ball, he runs past Partey. Now, someone should have taken one for the team in terms, because you wouldn't have got sent off, you would have got a booking. But he didn't. They let him run into the box, and then when he slides, 4 people, the stewards next to me said it wasn't a penalty. That he dived.
Nailed on, mate. Odegaard swiped his tail. It is.
Yeah, but one of the stewards who was right on the eye line said, no. What's happened is that after the shimmy, and then he stopped, Odegaard panicked and kicked and took his leg away. And
he did that at Old Trafford as well. Odegaard's done that twice this season.
Yeah,
he was shocking, by the way. He was
awful. And that's the thing. another one of the blue-eyed boys, you know, like what I call the Milky Bar kids, was shocking today and produced a pile of rubbish. But he won't get the criticism. The people who are going to get mullered by a fan base are going to be Tavares, Lacazette, and Partey. But look, come on, Smith Rowe was pathetic, mate. Smith Rowe, if he could, I think he ran out of brick walls to run into, because he should have come off, and Martinelli should have played down the left-hand side, and he probably would have probably stretched the teams, and then you go 2-0 down, and then what you do to try and get back in the game in order to accommodate Eddie and Ketia, you start playing wing backs. Saka as left wing back, Martinelli right wing back, and you're trying to save the game. Are you serious? Now, either you've said, right, let's just keep it down to another day, or you're trying to win this game. We need all the points. Spurs won 5-1 yesterday. West Ham won. Yes, we've got a bit of a cushion, but you have to be positive, especially if we scored, brought it back to 2-1, then they would have been a bit of panic. It would have given the team a bit of impetus. But
we had 2 good chances. Smith Rowe, I don't know what he was doing.
What was he passing? Why did he pass it instead of? Why didn't he just go direct?
Why didn't he let it come across his body to his left foot and wallop it top bins? Martin Odegaard's chance, that came off his standing foot. I mean, come on. People are saying this is the creative, technically gifted. Come on, man. This guy.
If Lacazette was in those 2 positions and did what those 2 did, it'll
get great, but it's in the back of the net.
Yeah, but even so, if he missed the chances as those 2 missed, he would have got mullered. And that's the thing. That's the thing, right? What we have to do as a fan base is, right, if we're going to criticise, let's have a full branch investigation in all the players, and every player rating has to, like I said, replicate what we saw today. Because what we saw today was a London derby, and only one team treated it like a derby. It weren't us.
Do you know what somebody put in my chat on the watch along? Yeah, well, they said I can't remember the fella's name. Yeah, he said, Arsenal cannot deal with the physicality. Yeah, and I said, do you know what, mate?
That's not us, though.
This has been going on for a decade, mate.
Yeah, but why?
Same outcome.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is that we were able to deal with the physicality. We would said that when we have players like Ben White and Gabriel and Xhaka's a big lad and Partey a big lad, you should be able to do it. But the problem is that you're not going to be able to deal with physicality if you let the ball bloody bounce. How many times did our defenders let the ball bounce? Because when you let the ball, this is an instance in setting off. This is what's happening in setting off. Right, Guaita kicks the ball out. We don't win the first setter. Gabriel thinks he's got enough time, so he lets the ball bounce. So when he lets the ball bounce, then what happens is that Conor Gallagher will come in and press and get the yards. So when Gabriel gets the ball and he passes it back to Ramsdale, what happens? The angle's cut, so Ramsdale's in trouble because Conor Gallagher's right on him. You know what I mean? And we're doing it all game.
Kenny, that was happening from the first minute, mate. I said after I think 8 minutes of that game, I said Arsenal were getting bullied by that front three because they were big lads, they were on it, and they knew sticking.
And they run channels. But there were other instances as well. The fact is, right, the way that ball was going down the left-hand side, and it was like Zaha on Cedric. So Zaha gets on Cedric, he gets the ball, and what happens is Mateta runs those channels.
Yep.
He runs those bloody channels, and then what will happen is that enables I to get in the box. It's simple defending.
Yeah, and then the first Gallagher goes in behind him, and
but even their first goal, Conor Gallagher is going to put it on the far post. So what's happened? Tavares has to be awake.
No, Kenny, wait 1 second, mate. When you get home, I don't know if you've seen the highlights of the goals. Yeah, that first goal, Ben White gives away a stupid free kick.
I saw that. So we see that. Yeah.
When it gets whipped in, Tavares misses the header. Ben White, I watched the reverse angle, so I'm looking at you, yeah? Ben White's got his mouth open, and he's getting sucked towards the ball. Mateta was his guy. Mateta's full, lovely.
Exactly.
Everyone, this guy is not a centre-back. He cannot defend.
Yeah, but what about the second goal was even worse. What's happened with the second goal when you got a cross-field pass, right? I don't care who you are. The defenders win the bloody ball because the minute you just slip and let the ball go, you give an open goal. That is poor rate defending. But even then, you cut out the crossfield pass. You cut across the pass. How comes every time
5 or 6 today? Let's be real.
Every time they got the ball, even their poor passes we'll turn it into good passes. And that's an indictment of that game. We should never let this happen again. Do not get complacent. I'm not complacent. Our away fans were brilliant today. They gave up a lot of people left after the third goal winning, but a lot of people were singing and shouting. They're great. But the thing about it right now, Arteta's got to fix it this Saturday and get a situation where, right, no team at the end of the season, deal with it. Pick your left back, whoever it is, but whatever you do, make sure Martinelli plays and overlaps on that side.
We could have played Saka at left back today and played Martinelli on the right.
But even so, whatever you do, if you're going to stretch teams, never ever leave Martinelli out. Because I'll tell you one thing, right? If we don't stretch teams, we're going to struggle. And I'll tell you one thing, right? Pray that Thomas Partey, even though he was shocking today, that he's not out. Because I'll tell you one thing, if you've got a midfield of Lokonga and Xhaka, pray. Go to church. Go to church. Go to church. We're fucked.
No, 100%. Listen, Kenny, appreciate it, man. Get home safe. Big up Diego. And we'll catch up soon, mate. Appreciate it.
Definitely. All right, see you soon. All right, see you.
Later, mate.